Before I start my line of questioning with Congresswoman Christensen, my disclaimer is I'm a former governor, so you know where I'm coming from when these questions. The revised Organic Act of the Territory of the Virgin Islands provides for the executive and legislative branches to make important decisions on behalf of the territory's residents. It seems that your proposal to install a CFO to make important budgetary decisions for the Virgin Islands, undermining both this act and their current process of trying to find a path towards a constitution. Your response?
Well, on the issue of the Constitution, almost every Constitution has included a provision such as a chief financial officer, and often we've seen that as we have not been able to pass constitutions, certain provisions have actually been put in place. My legislation to create a chief financial officer is a temporary position. It is one that would have come to a referendum under the original legislation at some point before the term was up. So it's seen as a temporary, not a permanent position, and so we don't feel that it is contrary to the Organic Act. But more importantly, when we looked at where our government was in 2003 and where we look at where it is today, I think it is a reasonable approach to addressing not only the distrust that exists of government, but in just being more fiscally responsible and fiscally accountable. It is interesting that in every election that has taken place since 2003, as we go to forums and debates, the issue is always raised: are you in favor of a chief financial officer? And I will tell you that with very few exceptions, no one running for office is willing to say to the public that they don't support it. There's wide public support for it.
Let me ask you this. Installing an appointed and not an elected CFO to supervise the finances of the Virgin Islands seemed like that would be, to me, hard to do, especially when you enjoy democratic elections. And as a former governor, I appointed my revenue secretaries, I appointed my budget teams. I was held accountable and responsible. You have an election. I understand you're running for governor?
I plan to.
Okay, so why wouldn't you wait? And then if you want to give those powers away, or if you want to put the right person, why wouldn't you do it then?
Well, as we have gone through this process and we've reached this has passed the House 4 times.
Forget about that. Let me ask you this, if I may.
Can I just respond to
Okay.
the first question? At this point, in this Omnibus Territories Bill, the chief financial officer would go to a referendum where the people would decide at the next election. And I think that is only fair. Let the people voice
The people
their
have voiced
will.
if they've elected your governor. If I was your governor, I would be offended that you would be pushing my administration and I'm not running it properly when I just got ratified. I just got elected. How?
The governor himself, when he was first running, when he was asked at a forum, did he support the chief financial officer? And at that time, the chief financial officer had more authority to interfere in the authority of the governor in the first iteration of this bill. The governor said, yes, I support a chief financial officer.
Well, the way this bill
for
is
the
drafted,
territory.
Senate Bill 1237, it says each year prepare and certify spending limits of the annual budget, including annual estimates. That's
all they do.
That's what your revenue person does. Do you not have a revenue person at all? Tax department, revenue department?
Yes, we do.
You're saying they're incompetent.
No, I'm saying that, and you've heard it from the Puerto Rican resident commissioner, that at times the revenue projections are off, and it has caused problems in Puerto Rico. It's caused problems in the Virgin Islands.
Projections are off. Your legislature hasn't done their job. There's a check and balance. That's a democracy. And you have a democracy.
Well, would you object to having the people of the Virgin Islands decide whether they wanted a chief financial officer or not?
Why don't you do away with your legislature and your elected officials?
Well, I don't think that is...
You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't have democracy.
I don't think that there's anything undemocratic. The District of Columbia has a chief financial officer,